Hi Aries, welcome to your September 2018 love reading. It's Rena here, just shuffling the cards, and I'm using the Morgan Greer deck. I will be also picking a card from the Akashic Tarot at the end. Just something, I came across my Akashic Tarot deck and thought I'd fit it into this series of readings for a little change of pace. Okay, the first card is, well, actually the first two cards that I will pick will be the ones that were in my hand. There's that sun that I like so much. I was saying before that I've been getting a lot of, what do you call them, fire energy. Speak of the fire energy. And while I'm recording this, it's Leo. And here's Leo. And I think this is Leo. So, and this is Leo. So, Aries, do you have a Leo? Leo lover. And you have a lot of major arcana cards. Another thing that I've been getting are unusual amounts of minor arcana. I had one reading where it was just all minor arcana. And in September, we're coming off of the eclipses. So it's kind of like unusual from the perspective of, I've been getting a lot of major arcana cards before that. So maybe things are settling down for some people. But with you, there's a lot here. So we're looking at 4 major arcana out of 7. Pretty big changes. So the heart of the matter is the hangman card, hanging out, waiting around for something. Sometimes this is surrender. If you're trying to be with someone and they are not available, or they are kind of, in some cases, I often think this could be a situation of waiting for somebody to get divorced, waiting for someone to leave their partner, same thing, waiting for someone to come back from a military assignment or a job assignment far away, waiting for somebody to leave their job and join you across the country. But the hangman in its best expression is about surrender, is about not holding on to the need to control the situation, whatever that situation is. So let's look at the foundation card. The foundation card is strength, and this is connected to Leo. So this may be waiting for a Leo person, and as I said before, that card also relates to that. Now, if we look at this card from the context of what I'm talking about with the attributes that it represents, you could be really trying to stay strong for some reason. And perhaps there is something going on in your life that requires you to, that takes all of your strength just to keep it together. So again, like for instance, I think of military families where the spouse or the lover is away and the other person is trying to stay strong. They're worried about the person. They're also feeling lonely, and there's that sense of distance. Okay, the same with if you're in a situation where you're waiting for someone who is in some kind of like job that is overseas, far away, and you're separated, or just some kind of like, I guess they could even be in some kind of rehabilitation or any kind of situation where you're waiting to be reunited with someone. The card that crosses you is represented by the Six of Wands, but it's in the challenge position. And, you know, this could actually mean that if this is a situation, for instance, where it's something like what I said initially, like you're waiting for somebody who you're hoping gets divorced. That could be your self-esteem could be kind of on the low end. I'm talking about you being strong, and maybe this is something recently where you're getting better at this and you're being able to see things more clearly. But with the Six of Wands in reverse, I think of perhaps you're not being given the proper respect that you deserve by another person. And maybe they're keeping you hanging. You know, the hangman, maybe they're keeping you on a string and they're pulling the string and you're like their plaything. So be careful. If you are involved with someone, be careful that you're not just allowing someone else to manipulate you into hanging around longer than you deserve. Because Leo is, I'm not saying that this is that person, that the other person happens to be a Leo. Aquarius, it's funny, why am I saying all these other signs? Aries, the funny thing about this is that you as an Aries person typically are not the type to just hang around. You're very impatient. So that's very unusual behavior. So maybe you're really hung up on someone. You know that expression. And maybe they aren't being as reciprocal with that kind of respect. Maybe they're taking you for granted in some way and you need to really check that out. It could be too that this person is very self-absorbed and they think that you should be catering to them and they're the center of the universe and that you're just kind of there for them. So really take stock in what is going on in your personal situation. The higher message is the Five of Wands. This is a card sometimes of competition or of conflict. Okay, now this is a spiritual message. It could be saying for some Aries people that they are involved with someone who is not good for them, because this person may be trying to knock you down to size. They may be feeling competitive with you, your success, your sense of what they perceive as your superiority. But I do want to, because I got a little distracted because I was thinking about these cards. This could be you, because definitely Aries is a competitive sign. You may be the one who is experiencing a lack of success in your life, because that's what the Six of Wands can mean. And so you may have somebody like a Leo, or they have a strong Leo in your life, and yet the relationship is up in the air because you're the one who is bringing the drama. You feel inferior, and therefore you are starting things with this person. However, it could be the other way around too. And as a spiritual message, look to whether or not you're fighting with somebody all the time. That's not the sign of a healthy relationship. With Aries, fighting isn't necessarily something that is a deal breaker for you. You know, you might even kind of enjoy a little bit of it, but it really isn't good in a relationship. It's part of relationships. I think part of honest relationships. Sometimes you have disagreements and they can, you know, be definite conflicts, but if it's continuous, then probably not the right person for you. And then we have the practical advice, which is the King of Pentacles. Now, there may be somebody in your life, which would be a mature earth sign, which is Taurus, Capricorn, which I think you would probably be attracted to, or Virgo. And this person may be a friend, or it may be somebody that you know through your career. This person could be a very successful businessman. And this person may be the right partner for you, even if it seems that you and he are quite different on the surface. Usually I don't say, oh yes, fire and earth sign should get together, because fire, you know, tends to be more interested in excitement, and earth signs are very predictable, and some people like that quality, some people find it too dull. But you might realize that this person has a stabilizing influence over you, and it might be very nice change of pace from what you're used to. It can also simply be a state of mind where you are focusing on becoming the master of your finances and feeling successful, especially if you have a business and you want it to do well. Maybe right now it's struggling, and that is what you should be focusing on. Not because that's how you can find somebody who will love you, but just because you might be feeling negative about yourself and taking it out on somebody else, and also feeling inferior based upon another person's own success and comparing yourself to that person, if that is you. But this could be somebody else who comes into your life. In the near future, we have the Sun card. What better card in the deck? This is a card of love. This is a card of prosperity, healing, success. All the good things in life. I want to just say, too, that we need to let go of timelines, because I'm recording this on August 9th. And so that means that the solar eclipse in Leo, which is happening on August 11th, has not occurred yet. You may be listening before August 11th too. You may be listening right after August 11th. And the solar eclipse still is very powerful, because it can be powerful, active, 30, 40 days after the event. It's a very powerful new moon. So what is Leo, where that solar eclipse falls in Aries chart? The 5th house of romance. So this could be a new beginning, a major new beginning in love coming in for you. And perhaps you've been, you know, maybe this card right here isn't that you're with somebody right now. Maybe you're just kind of like feeling a sense of hanging in there. Maybe that's what the hangman, you're hanging in there, but you're not doing so well, and good things are coming your way. The outcome is the Magician card, and this is a card of self-empowerment. And so I think that this reading transcends merely your love life, Aries. I think that with you, because cardinal signs tend to be very ambitious, and I think Aries because it's ruled by Mars, tends to be ambitious. So if you're not feeling successful, I think that can permeate every area of your life, including your love life. And I think that you're gaining strength. I mean, that this is something that has come into play. And what you need to do, and these are wonderful cards, the Sun, the Strength, the Magician. What you need to do is take some time out and think about fifth house matters. And think about what you want to bring. What kind of a person, if you're looking for a relationship, do you want to bring into your life? You know, it's so funny. I was saying to a couple of other signs that I usually don't do singles readings when I do these types of readings. But this one almost seemed like for people that are not involved in a relationship. So that is very bizarre. But as I said to you, some of you may be waiting for someone. And you're trying to, and I think that in that particular case, you may end up with somebody else because you may realize that that person is just not there for you. And therefore you are moving on. But the Magician card is definitely self-empowerment, you know, and I think that's so important in order to attract the person who's right for you, not just any person, you know. So I'm shuffling the cards. I'm going to pick an additional card that connects to, well, this is from the Akashic Tarot, and we're going to see. And even if it doesn't have direct romantic connections, I still wanted to incorporate the card. I'm going to show you the back of this card. I got this for another sign. It's funny. I think this is, I think you're my 6th reading. And I've gotten 2 sets of cards that were the same. So I'm going to read what it says. Number 5. Seen here with spirit and the implements of study and scientific discovery, Hilarion is a powerful ascended master and a wonderful connection to the font of information that the Akashic Records holds. He is the master of research, science, truth, healing, logical mind, concrete knowledge, and spiritual communication. So if you've been thinking about pursuing an endeavor in these areas, now is the time to start. Like the angels and other masters, Hilarion is always available to you, and receiving this card upright tells you that his assistance is close at hand. If you are working on a project that requires research, a strong academic approach, and attention to detail, it's full steam ahead. It's time to open this to this master's energy if you have a job that involves any type of evidence detection and drawing conclusions from that discovery. These types of jobs include scientific research, mediumship, forensic activity, the law, medical testing, and more. These and similar activities should be on the rise for you now. This is a time to bring a logical approach to all your pursuits. Hilarion is right there with you, blessing you with help, clarity, and direction. And even though that seemed wildly not about love, and that's my greatest fear when I pick additional cards like that from oracle decks, or this is not, you know, a typical tarot deck. One thing that I would draw attention to is that King of Pentacles, because that is about rationality and practicality. So if we bring that into your love life, rather than getting carried away with, you know, the passion. When I think of the 5 of Wands, it could be like, you know, the drama that comes when you're fighting and you're being over the top with your emotions and kind of indulging in that drama. And the King of Pentacles to me is you being a master of your logic and groundedness at this time. Because especially if you are someone who is struggling career-wise, the card of Hilarion speaks to those pursuits, you know, the practical things in life. So maybe you have been allowing some relationship that is toxic to kind of take over your life, and maybe that even affected your work life. So definitely honor yourself by never allowing negative relationships to take over your life, and also give your attention to something that is concrete. You definitely have some cards that are associated with independence and self-mastery, as well as healing and being strong, and even being in love with the Sun card. So it's great. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. If you'd like a private reading, I'll provide a link below to my love reading. And I wish you an awesome September. Bye.